Hello and welcome to this month's edition of Living by Design series. Last month, September, we hosted the first edition in the series of the Living by Design series. And this month, October, we'll be looking at how to harness unprecedented results in adversity. My name is Stephen Adetolu. I am a certified coach, trainer, and a speaker with the John Maxwell team. I am happy to have you all on board. Now let's dive into what we're going to be discussing today. I want us to look at the keywords, some of the keywords that we'll be looking at today. Adversity. When you say adversity, what do we really mean by adversity? By adversity, we mean unpleasant or difficult situation. And every one of us has got this kind of situations around us. As long as you are a human being and you are alive and you are positioned to be successful in life, you are going to face an unpleasant or difficult situation. Adversity is what we'll be looking at. The other keyword that we'll be looking at today is harness. To harness, which is to say to make use of. That is to say to make use of something in adversity. It simply tells you and I that there is something in adversity that you and I, who are positioned or who are eager to be successful in life, need to make use of. And it takes people who have this knowledge, who have this understanding, who are conscious of this truth to really make use of that substance, of that benefit that is in an adversity. Then we're also going to be looking at unprecedented. Unprecedented simply means something that has never been done before. That is to say, in an adversity, you can make use of something that you derive from an adversity to produce, something that has never been done before. Then results. Results is the outcome of what you are going to be producing. So this month's edition, we'll be looking at how to make use of benefits derived from an adversity to produce an unprecedented, something you've never done before, results that you've never done before, which is the outcome. So I enjoin you to call your friends or share the link with your friends, and keep your paper by you, keep your notepads, take notes, okay? Like I always say, forget what you think you know before, and just be ready to learn. It is only when you are opened, that you get fresh insights. Otherwise, if you are closed and you feel you know it all, I've heard it before, I'm afraid that learning might be very, very difficult for such a person. So I encourage you to, since you are here, I understand that you really, really want to learn. So let's dive in. Let me ask you, how do you respond to pain? How do you respond to adversity? How do you respond to unpleasant or negative situation? How do you usually respond to bad experiences? Because adversity brings bad experiences. It begets bad experiences. It exposes us to bad experiences. So how do you respond to it? How? Do you explode in anger? There are people who just explode in anger when they are confronted or when they are faced with bad experiences. Are you that kind of a person? I want you to analyze, X-ray yourself, and be willing. I don't need you to tell me all of this, but ask yourself, do you shrink into your emotional self? Are you the type when adversity comes, you cry, you bend your head like this, and you go back into your cocoon, into your shell, and say, oh, wow, why me? Why me? Why me? You become emotionally enclosed because you've been challenged or you've been faced by an adversity. Do you detach yourself from the experience and feel, oh, God forbid, this is not my portion because you've been confronted. It is not mine. Are you that kind of a person? Is that how you respond? Do you simply ignore it? Just pretend as if it's not there when you are confronted with adversity. You just close your eyes and just pretend. Thank God, and just forget about it. You just pretend that it isn't there because probably you've been taught to just ignore it. Are you that kind of a person? Now, what is the reality of pain? Here's the reality of pain that I really want you to understand. Pain is real. We get to know ourselves better in pain. Adversity brings pain. Difficult situation brings pain. Challenging moments bring pain. And the truth about pain is this: we get to know ourselves better in pain. You get to know yourselves better in pain. Pain stops us dead in our track. That's what pain does. When we go through pain, when some people go through pain, what really happens is that they stop at what they intend doing. That's what pain could do. I remember sometime in the past, I'd wanted to do something, and because I got my fingers burnt, it was actually an investment, and because I got my finger burnt, that dream died because of the losses I incurred as a result of the investment. I felt so much pain that I could not pursue my dream in that direction. That's what pain could do. It could stop you right in your track. Pain can cause us to make decisions that would have been put off. That's what pain can do. Okay? In the midst of pain, you see a lot of people take some very, very drastic decisions that will ordinarily be put off. That's what pain can do. It forces us to be spontaneous in our decision-making process. Naturally, some people will not be moved naturally on a normal day, all things being equal. There are some people who will just remain dormant and all of that. But in the midst of pain, you discover that it makes us to make some decisions that we would ordinarily not make. Pain causes us to make uncomfortable changes. That's what pain can do. That's what pain can do. I remember relocating from a particular location to another as a result of pain. It was not as if I really wanted to leave, but because of pain, because of the pain I felt at that particular point in time. I know of a friend who is more like a business partner, and he stays in one part of the country, and he lost his brother as a result of armed robbery attack. Do you know his only brother? There are just two of them. He lost his only brother as a result of armed robbery attack. Okay, his brother was shot at gunpoint, was actually harassed and shot. So this guy, he relocated from that environment because he felt each day he wakes up in that particular environment, it reminds him of his brother, even though he was a very good business person and all of that. But for him, relocating was uncomfortable, but he had to do it because he wanted to avoid the pain. You know, that's what pain can do. These are the realities of pain. Pain also prompts us to face who we are and where we are. Pains will challenge us to rediscover ourselves. Okay, some people will go through pain in the office, pain in whatever sphere of life, and that's when they now rediscover themselves. I don't know if you are familiar with this saying by people when they are confronted by pain. Why me? Me? A whole me? A whole me? He did this to me? What I can afford? What I can do? You know, that is, this person is now realizing his self-worth. Maybe you discover that people have taken you for granted, and then there's a way you now recollect, and now you rediscover your self-worth. Me, he did this to me, she did this to me, that kind of a thing. It brings us to that point where we now rediscover ourselves, who we are and where we are. Those are the realities of pain. Okay, what we do with these experiences define who we are. Every one of us is going to go through pain. But what we do with the experience of pain really defines who we are. I'm telling you, who you become after the pain really matters. And that's what pain is going to do. A lot of people we give up as a result of the pain. Some other people, we heap insults on whatever it is as a result of pain. But some people will rediscover themselves and turn this pain into gain. Those are the realities of pain. And I want to give you a quote here. Many people have admitted that their greatest gains came in the middle of their pain. Many people, many successful people today, most of the foundations that you see here on earth were giving birth to as a result of pain. I know of a woman who is also a colleague and a friend in the US, for instance. Okay, I read about her book, and I belong to a group where she is, who lost her husband in a plane crash. For instance, she lost her husband, and yeah, the pain of losing a loved one, a spouse for that matter, is heavy. You understand? But what really happened after that experience? This woman became a public speaker, going about encouraging women who are bereaved, who have lost their loved ones, women, widows to be precise. She created a foundation where she gives succor to people who are going through that pain. This is a woman who turned that experience, or rather, that experience brought out her purpose. Today, she's living her purpose in that light. That's what pain could do. You could turn your pain. Okay, if you really understand the reality of pain, you could turn your pain into gain. And how do you do that? That's what we are studying today. Insights from bad experiences. What are some of the inferences? What are some of the thoughts? Okay, what are some of the learnings that we could derive from bad experiences, which is adversity? The truth is that every one of us, every human being has pain, has bad experiences, has adversity, everyone. What I'm trying to do this evening is to help you, okay, to start seeing adversity as a value, to start being positive in the midst of adversity, to change your mindset, your life stance towards adversity. Adversity will come to everyone. Everyone will have unpleasant experiences. I just showed you how people respond. And one of them is that some people ignore, some people pretend that that adversity does not exist. They just pretend, they just ignore it and none of that. And there are people who make something good out of an adversity. So adversity, every one of us is going to face adversity. No one likes adversity. No one likes a negative experience, a bad experience, an unpleasant situation. No one likes it. That's the truth. No one likes it. But unfortunately, it comes to everybody. But the good thing is this: out of adversity lies gains, lies benefits. The biggest inventors in the world today capitalized on adversities. They capitalized on problems, which is why they persisted and they are above everyone today, because they discovered that in adversity lies great success, that you can harness unprecedented results from an adversity. It all depends on your mindset now. No one likes them. Few people turn bad experiences to positive experiences. Very few. And which is, I want you to be among these very few that will turn a bad experience to a positive experience. It's a mindset, guys. It's a mindset that you need to develop. It's not something that just happens. And this kind of mindset takes awareness, it takes knowledge, it takes reawakening your consciousness to the fact, to the reality that pain exists, adversity exists. But how I respond to it determines who I become. How do you turn adversity to unprecedented result? 1, choose a positive life stance. What is your life stance to money, for instance? Do you know that your life stance on something determines the outcome? There are people today who believe that money is a master. There are people today who believe that money is scarce. That's a life stance. There are people today who believe that money is a slave, that my money can work for me. It's a life stance. And the life stance that you choose about adversity determines the kind of result that you pull out of it, or the kind of result that you're going to harness from it. For instance, a life stance could be, in any situation, in any difficult, bad experiences, bad situation that I go through, I believe that there is something positive in it for me. I will surmount every difficult situation. I don't know if you are getting that. Was your shop boggled? Or you lost a transaction? But it's a bad experience. COVID was a bad experience. You lost your job? It's a bad experience. It's an adversity. You lost your husband, you lost your wife to divorce or whatever it is. These are bad experiences. But what do? Are you going to ignore it? Are you going to shrink in emotional pain? Are you going to just close your eyes and allow life to happen? Your life stands. Despite all of this, you will say to yourself, I'm going to survive it. And whatever it takes, I will survive it. That's a life stance. Positive life stance matters. Now what you are doing is that you are telling your brain how to react in the midst of that adversity. So what we are teaching ourselves this evening is to rewire, reprogram our brain. Our brain needs to change. Our mindset needs to change. Probably you cry. Yeah, it's good to cry. But in the midst of the cry, because you feel the pain, like we've established, everyone feels the pain. We don't like it. It's a pain, so you will cry. But after the cry, do you remain there? So maintain a positive life stance. Once you maintain a positive life stance, your brain, your mindset shifts, because you've told your brain that you would rather stand, you would rather excel in the midst of this. So your brain is quickened. Your brain will not go into sleep in the midst of the adversity. 2, develop creativity. In the midst of adversity, once you maintain a positive life stance, in the midst of this adversity, in the midst of this difficulty, I will excel. How will you excel? You will ask. That is where the creativity comes in. By maintaining a positive life stance, you've communicated your brain already. One of these days, I'm going to teach us how the brain works. I went through a course with John Maxwell that talks about making the unconscious conscious. One of our coaches. And the insights from that lesson was profound. Do you know that you and I use only 10% of our subconscious mind? Where's the remaining 90%? It's dormant. So by maintaining a positive life stance, you are telling your brain to be positive. And once your brain receives the message, you know what it does? It starts giving you options. The great inventors of today developed creativity. And you start seeing options of getting out. Since you said, I am going to scale through it, I'm going to come out of it stronger, then how? The how is when the creativity comes and it develops from the inside. And until, if you maintain a negative stance, I'm afraid the brain goes to sleep and all it gives you is what? Negativity. You don't see any positivity. It does not give you any sense of creativity. But once your stance is positive, you discover that options begin to spring up from your brain. How to get out of it, how to make it better. Then you begin to see the other side of this adversity. Then you begin to see the green side of the adversity. Others see the negative side. They see the painful aspect. But you begin to see the gains. That's where your creativity comes in. And it can only happen when you maintain a positive stance. Take note. Then the next step is to embrace the value of bad experiences. Bad experiences is a value that you must embrace. Embrace the fact, come to the realization, believe in the fact that bad experiences will come. And what is the value? Out of these bad experiences, out of every bad experiences lies a message for me. That is the value I have come to embrace. Out of every bad experiences that I face lies something, a message. I may not see it immediately, but because I have trained my brain to see value in bad experiences, my brain starts looking out, unconsciously starts looking out for such bad experiences. If you call Tony Elumelu today, in the midst of bad experiences, I can assure you, these guys are still positive. You'll be wondering, how do they do it? It's because they have reprogrammed their mind. Their brains have been reprogrammed to see bad experiences as positive. The next step is to make good changes after learning from bad experiences. Like I told you before, every bad experience has a message. It has a lesson to be learned. But until you embrace that concept, okay, make good changes after you learn. What have you learned from that bad experience? As soon as you discover what you've learned, you move on to make the changes, make the necessary changes. Probably I lost my job because I didn't have the necessary skills, the required skills. And what is the change I'm going to make? I'm going to go out there and acquire the necessary skills and then use it to get another job. I lost my investment. Probably I didn't do my background check before investing. So what is the changes? I need to work harder, get more money, and invest and look elsewhere. You move on. There are lessons. Open up your mind. Be positive. Then the next step is to take responsibility for your life. This is very, very important. Take responsibility for your life until you start taking ownership, until you discover that the choices you make will determine your tomorrow. You are responsible for who you will become tomorrow. Then it is important that in this adversity, do you really want to come out of it with a positive gain? If yes, then it is your responsibility. Do you want to end up well? Do you want to become the best version of yourself tomorrow? Is that your goal? Then I need to make something good of this adversity. And out of this adversity, I will come up with an unprecedented outcome, unprecedented results. Because new adversity requires what? New creative ways of approaching it. And once this new creative way is advanced, what happens? You have invented something new. You have invented a new solution. That is what it does. You have invented something new. Now, what are the practical steps that I want you to take today? I want you to assess your attitude towards negative experiences. Ask yourself these questions. I do everything to avoid pain. Are you that type? Assess your attitude. Are you the type who do everything possible? Don't forget, we have established that pain is going to come to everyone. But are you the type, do you try to avoid it? You want to play safe? I know pain is inevitable, but I block it out. You're the type, because you don't want to feel pain, you just decide you want to avoid it. So because you don't want to feel pain, you don't want to make friends, you don't want to get a job, you don't want to do things that ordinarily will take you to your next level of life because you want to avoid pain. Are you that type of a person? I just endure it because everyone experiences it. Are you the type who just endure it? You do nothing about it. After all, life happens because everyone experiences it. I don't like pain, but I try to remain positive. Are you that type of a person? Is that your attitude? You don't like pain, but you remain positive. You just remain positive. Yeah, pain will come, but I know my God liveth, I will overcome. That is just it. That's just who you are. Or I quickly process the emotions and learn the lessons therein. Are you the type, when the pain comes, you quickly process the emotion and then learn the lesson and leave it? You pick out the lesson and just leave it there. Or is this your attitude, which I want every one of you to adapt? I process pain, find the lessons therein, make changes proactively as a result. Make changes proactively as a result. In every pain lies a message. In every adversity lies a message. Why do you think some people are being promoted regularly above others? It is because the company employed people to solve a problem, and that problem is the adversity. And only a few who understand this concept. Some people run when their boss gives them assignments, when their boss gives them something to do. That is the adversity. Some people run away even from their businesses when there's a problem in the business. COVID-19, for instance, was an adversity to a lot of business people. But do you know there are people who sat back and look at the lessons? A lot of people have taken their businesses online today. They have solved the problem. Where was Zoom? We are using Zoom today. I wasn't using Zoom in the last 1 or 2 years. But today, Zoom is one of the most popular. And you know what? Zoom is one of the richest. As of the last time I checked, it's worth over $70 billion. The last time I checked, as at yesterday or so, it's even more expensive than ExxonMobil. Where was Zoom 2 years ago? Zoom just surfaced during the COVID era, during the pandemic, adversity. Meanwhile, there are businesses that just died down. They fizzled out during adversity. The same principle applies to you and me. You want to get promoted in your place of work? Solve the problems. And how do you solve them? I've given you the steps. Believe that my boss is training me, rather than say, my boss is stressing me. My boss is using me. No, your boss is not using you. Your boss is stretching you. And you must grow. In order to be successful, you must grow. And as your boss is stretching you, you are growing. You are acquiring the skills that you require to solve that problem. That is where personal growth, personal development is important. You cannot become successful beyond where your skill level is. The people who become managers, who become successful in businesses, check them out. There are skills that they've acquired that you've not acquired. They see adversity as an opportunity to acquire more skills. They embrace this as an opportunity to come out with an unprecedented result, something that has never happened before. I challenge you, after this session, this masterclass session, go out there. When you are faced with an adversity, see it, embrace it as an opportunity to come out with something new, something unprecedented, a result that has never been found before. Embrace it. Speak to your brain. Condition your brain to start seeing positivity in every unpleasant experience that you go through. Next practical step, use bad experience as a springboard for your creativity. I just said it. Every bad experience. I know of people, successful people who always say, boss, I thank you for everything that you've made me go through. These are people who understand the concept of embracing bad experiences. They understand the concept of growth. The fact that a road is bent does not mean that is the end of the road. If you go, the more you attain your destination. But because the road is bent and you feel that is the end of the road, you go back. But the fact that it is bent does not mean it is the end of the road. All you need to do is just go through the bend and you get to your destination, or you proceed. That's just the way it is. Adversity should be a springboard for your creativity. What lessons can I learn? Then what changes can I make to make it better? If you are not stretched, you cannot be productive. If you are not stretched, because everyday people are not stretched. Everyday people do things on routine basis. They are not creative. They are just there. Life just happens. They allow life happen to them. These are normal people. But for you and I listening to this masterclass, I encourage you, don't live a normal life. Adversity should be a springboard for your creativity. Find something creative out of the adversity. The next step to your creativity in the midst of an adversity or unpleasant situation or a difficult situation is to define the problem. What is the problem? I've just lost my job is a problem. Why did I lost it? Are they rationalizing because I don't have the required skills? Are they rationalizing because COVID has come and the business has shrunk? I just lost my business. I just lost my market share. Define the problem. My spouse has left me. It's a problem that comes with severe pain. Define it. What is it? What is your problem? What is the problem? Define it. Instead of crying, sobbing. Yeah, you are going to cry and sob, but define it. Give it a name. Build a text around it. Then understand your emotions. Are you the type who just give up? We've just discussed previously. You can revisit that particular slide. Embrace it. Learn lessons from it. Articulate the lessons. And then make your changes. Understand your emotions. And if your emotions are not right towards adversity, change it right now. You need to change it. You need to start being positive in the midst of adversity. I'm a man of faith. I'm a Christian. And I believe so much in the principles that I've learned from the scriptures. The book of Job tells me that when others are saying there is a casting down, I will be saying there is a lifting up. It's an emotional springboard. It's a belief system that you need to adapt. While everybody is crying, this thing is too much, blah, 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 blah. You are seeing positivity. So understand your emotions. Articulate the lessons. People who are negative don't see lessons. Have you ever been in a forum where everybody is just highlighting problem. My mentor, John Maxwell, will tell you, anything that you focus on compounds. If you focus on negativity, it compounds. It becomes bigger. People are just government. And what if you look at it and you say, it's not government? What if this is the problem? Wow. And suddenly everybody, the light bulb just goes on. Or in a board meeting, our sales, blah, 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 everybody, the problem is this is the problem, everybody. And just say, what if the lessons we have learned so far is that we're in the wrong market? Wow. Why did you say that? And you advance your reasons because you're a positive person. What if our marketing strategy is not right? It's not appropriate for the market that we've selected? This is how to articulate the lessons. What if the product has some content that the target audience does not like? Nobody sees it, but your creative mindset, because you have embraced adversity, you are seeing it in a positive. You start seeing positivity, and because you start seeing positivity, you become creative. Because as your brain gives you these lessons, it creates the solution. Identify a desired change. In the midst of the lessons that you have articulated, what are the changes that you are going to make? Guys, this is how to harness unprecedented result in adversity. That adversity calls for a change, and until you follow this process, you define the problem, you understand your emotions, make sure your emotions are positive, you articulate the lessons, and then you identify the change that this adversity wants you to make. Identify it. Brainstorm numerous pathways. Share the concepts, share the ideas, subject the ideas, the change, the lessons to tests, strenuous tests, subject it, brainstorm, think about it. Receive input from others. Don't think you are the only one. No, subject the ideas, subject the concept, the creative concept to people around you, like-minded people. You'll be amazed. And implement a course of action immediately, proactively. That's what it simply tells you. Don't allow an adversity go just like that. There is a gain buried in adversity. Follow these practical steps, and I bet you'll be counted among the best in your organization. If you're a businessman, you'll be counted as the man who provides solutions that the market needs. The market is not buying a particular product. Probably you are strong in a particular niche. Follow these steps, and you become the best in your segment. Is it in your marriage? Every sphere of life there are adversities. What if your shop that was boggled? What if the lesson simply says you are not in the right neighborhood? What if the investment lesson simply says you invested in the wrong? Perhaps you didn't do your due diligence. What if the lesson learned is that the returns even on that particular investment is low? And because you are creative, because you are positive, your mind opens to a better option that gives you better return on investment. This is what adversity can do. So guys, this evening, I just want you to reprogram your brain. Start reprogramming your brain towards adversity. Don't give up like any other person. That is my intention this evening. Now, I want to leave you with this quote. If you always do what you have always done, you will always get what you have always gotten. Guys, you want to change your level? Some people want to get promoted. Some people, after 5 years of stagnation in a particular position, they become angry. It's painful. But have you sat down? It's an adversity for you. Have you sat down to ask yourself, what is the problem? The problem is you. It's you. Once you accept that and you are positive about it, to tell yourself that it's you. Don't forget I told you that you must take responsibility for your life. It's you. The problem is you. Then you begin to tell yourself, what contribution have I even made to advance the cause of the organization? What big, huge, what unprecedented contribution have I made to warrant this organization to see me worthy of being promoted? Look, if you remain like every other person, the organization is going to see you like any other person. But there is something you were employed to do. So you must begin to look at the company strategy, the company goals. A lot of us forget the company goals. It is when you align what you do with the company goals and you begin to deliver based on the company goals that the company sees you. They see you as being contributing and they'll be forced. In fact, they wouldn't want to lose you because you are contributing to the company goals. But if you are like the others, I'm afraid the same is applicable to a businessman, even in your marriage. In every sphere of life. That's what I'm teaching you. If you continue to, for instance, what I hate most is routine. Anybody who knows me, every other day of my life, I want to do something different. I hate it. I get bored when I do the same thing for 2 days. I do not like it. That's why some people will tell me I dabble into many things. That's what excites me. Because I want to quicken my brain. And that's the way it should be. You can't continue to do things the same way and expect a different. No. You want to change your level? Do things differently. Now here's an assignment. As you go home, as you leave this evening, I want you to do this. List your bad experiences in the past or the ones you are presently going through. Perhaps you are stagnant in your place of work. You want to start a business, you don't know how. You lost your job. Your spouse has left you. Your children are maybe wayward. They're not what you want them to be at the moment. You failed your exams in school. What is that bad experience? List them. I want you to write them down. Write them down. Now ask yourself, what lessons? Don't forget, I've taught you to be positive. Don't curse the government. Don't curse the situation. No. If you do that, you've already told your brain to go to sleep. But because you are positive, your brain begins to work and act. I'm going to teach you one of these days how the brain works, but it's not going to be free. I paid heavily to learn that concept, how your brain works. What lessons have I learned from this experience? I want you to list them. What changes do you intend to make? That's where growth comes in. Guys, if there are no experiences, you will not grow. A lot of people want to make headway in life, but they are not willing to grow. Plants grow. Everything that God created grows. The same is applicable to your skills. If you are 5 years old in your job and the same skill that brought you into the job is what you still have, what justification have you got to move to the next position? You've not developed yourself. Perhaps you are waiting for your organization to develop you. I'm afraid. Where they don't, are you going to remain? What do you do with your salary? Just a small chunk of it. You can't use it to train yourself. Then come and add value to the organization, because the organization pays you based on the value. If the value you've added over the last 5 years is no longer valid, is no longer relevant, the organization needs fresh value. That's why sometimes they tell you they need fresh graduates. They need fresh value. Why don't you train yourself? Why don't you grow in the area of your skills, in the area of the world where you know, so you can add fresh value, relevant value that makes you count? That is growth. Embrace personal development. I, Stephen Adetolu, I like growth. I don't want to be where I am today. I want to grow tomorrow. That is why I took it upon myself to enroll with the John Maxwell team. And I have John Maxwell as my mentor. I've read a lot of his books and they've impacted me. And let me tell you, since I became a member of the John Maxwell team, for instance, my life changed. It didn't come cheap. My organization did not sponsor me. And John Maxwell will tell us, I am impacting you so that you will impact others. And he says, I cannot reach the entire world, which is why I opened it up for people who want to impact lives. You pay some money, John impacts you, teaches you the act of coaching, the act of training, the act of speaking to impact lives. And that's what I'm doing. That's my passion. I want to see people grow. I want to see people live their purpose. Ever since I became a member of the John Maxwell team, I realized one thing. Nobody on earth is a vagabond. Nobody on earth is a vagabond. Every one of us has got a gift. Every one of us has got an assignment. Nobody came on earth just like that. God, who created everyone, has a plan. But you know what? Majority of the people leave this earth without fulfilling it, without fulfilling their purpose, without fulfilling their plan. That is why somebody once said that the richest place on earth today is the cemetery. That is where the richest place is, the cemetery, because there are a lot of people with untapped potentials, untapped talents. They don't grow themselves. They don't develop. You know what it means to have potentials? I help people develop their potential. Potential is something inside of you that is yet to manifest. I help people bring it out to become the best version of themselves. Apostle Paul, in one of the scriptures, says he has finished the fight. He has finished the fight. He has fought a good fight. And at one point, he also said that he poured himself. He had poured himself. You know what it means to die empty? Miles Monroe never knew he was going to die in that plane crash. But he taught a concept that touched my life. To die. He said the greatest tragedy in life is not death. He never knew he was going to die at that particular point. The greatest tragedy in life is not death, but to live a life without purpose. That is the greatest tragedy in life. I realized it when I became a member of the John Maxwell team. So many people concede the governance of their life in the hands of others. You are helping others to fulfill their mission. Meanwhile, yours is there. Do you know you can be working in an organization and still fulfill your passion or your purpose? Yes, that's when you know it. That's where the excitement lies. So embrace personal growth. Don't just say, I want to be promoted. Don't just say, I want to be big in life. I want to be successful in life. You cannot be successful in life with your current level of awareness. It is not possible. You need to grow your skills, your talents. You remember the parable of the 5 talents? The guy who had one, who never invested because he had fear. You know what happened to him? The one he had was even taken away from him. But the one who invested was Chadwick, the Black Panther guy who died. He said, I don't know how to quote him, but that statement made a remark, a profound impact on me. And he said, the day I will stand before my Creator, I want to be able to tell him that I used up the talent that you gave me. Every one of us has got something to deliver to the advancement of this world. That is why when God created the world, the earth, he rested. And he deposited the rest into you and I. What are you doing to advance creation? even in your place of work, in your business. Do you know that the solution you offer is part of the creation process? Embrace personal development. I've seen a lot of people who just live life just like that. They know it. No, read books, get mentors, get coaches. That is why I trained to be a coach. I love it when I see people excel. I love it. It makes me happy. That's my fulfillment. That's my joy. Embrace it and take action. Take action. Stop the talk. Once you've defined your problem in that adversity, you've learned your lessons, you have articulated the lessons, you brainstorm with people, you get input, you define a course of action. Take action. This is the assignment I've given you this evening. List your bad experiences. Don't forget. Be positive about it. What lessons have you learned? What changes do you intend to make? Do you intend to move from that location to another? Maybe you're in the wrong location. Always be positive. Do things for the right reasons because your motive matters. Then embrace personal development. Read books that inspires you. Listen to people that inspire you. For me, John Maxwell is the #1 leadership authority in the world. I read his books, I listen to him, and that is why I am enrolled to be part of his team, where I use his resources. We are licensed to use his resources that he's used to train Fortune 500 companies to impact lives. What I'm teaching you today is part of the lessons I've learned from him. And he said, Stephen, go and impact your world, impact your society with it. These are lessons that John Maxwell had used for over 50 years. They've been tested, they've been proven. And that is why I totally align to these concepts. They are not concepts from anywhere else. They are not fables. They're not just theory from anyone. These are steps that somebody has used for over 50 years. John Maxwell is about 72, 73 today. So these are the concepts. They have been tested, they have been proven. So use them. And you can only get it from coaches like us, like me. You pay to become a John Maxwell coach. You could go Google it if you like. JMT, John Maxwell team. See what it requires to be a coach in John Maxwell. It takes you through the process of harnessing the best in everyone. That's what it takes. Take action, guys. This is the assignment, and I'll be very happy if you could discuss this with me one-on-one. I offer one-on-one coaching with people who really want to grow in life. That is my passion. We could talk on phone. We could chat on WhatsApp. I want to help you. If you've identified all of this and you are lost and you think you need somebody to speak to, a coach that will help you take your life from where you are to the next level and become the best version of yourself. If you think you are lost, let's discuss. APT Achievers Network. Look, because of the passion I have to help people, I registered APT Achievers Consulting with the CAC, Corporate Affairs Commission of Nigeria. It's registered. I have a business name registered for that purpose because I don't like circumventing the law. I like being law abiding. And here is my vision: to help people discover their purpose. Every human being has a purpose, but it takes extra effort to discover it so that you don't go round and round living other people's life. Relinquish the authority of your life to somebody else. No. And to help them maximize their potentials. You got potentials. I want to help you maximize it and to become the best version of yourself. Where you are today is not where you ought to be. You can be better. So I encourage you to sign up. I have designed a 9 days step-by-step life or growth enhancement program for 9 days. I'm going to send you emails for 9 days that will change your life. After after which you join my Facebook community. See, I'm not looking for multitude. I'm not looking for crowd. If I get just 10 people, I want people, matured minds, who really wants to grow, so that we could hold each other accountable. People you will be open to. People whom I will say, look, in the next 3 months, this is what I want to do. And these people hold me accountable. And you tell me yours. We discuss our life experiences. I learn from yours, you learn from mine. We call it a mastermind group, an accountability group. That's what I want to bring about on Facebook. I have a Facebook community called APT Achievers Network. And God willing, I'm also working towards in January where I'll be creating an APT Achievers Academy. Look, my purpose, my goal, my drive is to make better people. I want to see people happy. I want to leave this world better than I met it. So head over to my website, www.stevenadetolu.com. Sign up. You will receive 9 days in a row. Every day, as soon as you sign up, check your mail. Let's discuss. I want to thank you for listening. Don't forget, I give you an assignment here. Please go through this assignment, list your bad experiences, what lessons have you learned, what changes do you intend to make, embrace personal growth, and then take action. Please, if you have any problem, you want to talk one-on-one, give me a call. Head over to my website, www.stevenadetolu.com. Let's talk. And don't forget, if you think this masterclass has made an impact on you, click on the subscribe button below to get notified each time I post videos like this. And I hold this masterclass once in a month, the last Saturday of every month. When you sign up at stevenadetolu.com, I give information. I also have a WhatsApp group. But when you join through my website, you have access to my Facebook group as well as my WhatsApp group, where I notify you of forthcoming events that I hold. The idea is to surround you with positivity, such that negativity, look, as a man thinketh, so he is. So what I want to do is to surround you with positivity. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button below. And I look forward to seeing a better you, seeing you sign up to my website, www.stevenadetolu.com. I look forward to seeing you next month in November. But prior to then, there may be 1 or 2 seminars that I'll be holding. In my Facebook community, I want to be doing a weekly one-on-one, videos where we'll be interacting. Look, there is no room for negativity. And if you understand that, what you want to do is to consistently surround yourself with things that empower you. And once you do that, in no time, you become the best version of yourself. Thank you once again for listening. I hope to see you in the month of November, where we'll be coming out with another life-transforming masterclass series in the Living by Design series. Go out there and make every day a masterpiece. My name still remains Steven Adetolu. I am a John Maxwell coach. I am a John Maxwell certified coach, trainer, and speaker. My goal is to help you discover your purpose, help you maximize your potentials, and help you become the best version of yourself. And the only way you can do that is to align yourself with principles and values that have worked over time. These principles, these values is what I offer you. Let's be friends. Have a good evening, and I love you always. Bye-bye.